What is happening, people? And welcome back to Morning Brew. I forgot how short that intro is. I might need to do a bit of work on that because normally on the other channels, the intro's got quite a little bit to go, so I can be clicking around in the background, just sort of. So I don't really prep anything before I come on, which most people will know by now. You may notice something slightly different already. Good morning, by the way. Good morning. Hope you're all well and good. This is the Morning Brew on the other side. This is a channel that we've got to discuss things other than football and what we're getting up to. It does sort of lean back into the channels that we operate, that being the Blades Ramble and the Ramble Football Club, and how it goes on. And I thought this morning, because I've not always got like huge burning topics that I need to talk to you about, but I do think it's nice, certainly for company, for people. I think that's genuinely a thing where people, might have things that they want to just hear a familiar voice maybe, or might want to converse, all that sort of stuff. I think it's important that there's somebody there and you know that you're not on your own. I think I'm a big advocate of that. But the whole point of the channel originally, because it was set up as Behind the Ramble, and I still want elements of that to be the case. So whilst it gives us greater scope for things like interviews and the other side of this, that, the other, this can still be the other side of the Blades Ramble. And I'm going to talk to you about that this morning, I think, in terms of what we've been up to. Because, well, first of all, you may have noticed, as I was about to say, I've sorted my desk out, so I've got a standing, because it's always had the capability of raising up and lowering down. At the moment, I'm talking to you from a standing desk, and it might annoy you because I'm a bit of a fidgeter. I am anyway when I'm sat down, but yeah, standing up, I'll tend to move from side to side. So apologies if it sort of irritates anybody. I'll take that feedback on board if that's the case. But basically, I'm trying it out because there's different sort of nudges towards why you should potentially be standing rather than sitting all the time. But also, when I'm doing my fitness update tomorrow, on the other side, Can Jim Get Slim, we're going through the numbers, which is going to be again another vulnerable point for me, really. But I've got a walking machine, so I'm going to try walking whilst I'm streaming to you tomorrow, if we can get it all set up properly. For ages, this desk could only stay down because the cable management, as they call it, was absolutely atrocious. And if you lifted it up, then it would start to pull things out of the sockets and things like that. Well, don't think this is a big thing that we sort of prioritised in terms of I wanted it to be a standing desk, so we had to get it sorted. No, Mrs. Ramble came round for a Zoom meeting that we had the other day, knocked the thing that makes it raise, and it's pulled all the wires out and went all cockeyed, and then flashing lights came on to the desk. So we had to fix it. So although because I had no desk, and it was like this. It was just towards the end of an action coach peer group meeting. So there you go. So that's what's the first port of call, really. And I just thought, let me say morning to everybody first. Again, I'd forgotten straight away after I logged off this last time. And I meant to come up with a way that we can still get comments coming up on screen over the top of the overlay, if you like. Haven't figured it out yet, Christian. So I can't read your comments. Put your comments on screen, but I can read them from YouTube, and that is Jared says, morning everyone. Batman Lou says, morning Jim. How many shows is it today? 8. Hope Mrs. Ramble is managing your minutes. Yeah, I was talking to Lou last night, and they were asking how he was, and then he was asking how I was, and I just told him that yesterday, which I'll go through, I think I recorded 7 shows yesterday. It's absolutely crazy. Jamie Dumpling says, morning pal, don't think the stream is listed publicly. You can access it via link only. Jamie Dumpling, always looking out for us. Let me get that changed now. This is what I mean. This is, if you had any idea what you would do, anyone would think I do this for a living, and I'm meant to know what I'm on about. Oh, Jamie, you're so right, mate. You're so right. Of course you're right. But thank you for letting me know. Hopefully more people will now be able to access it, or at least see it if they want to access it. Let's have a look. Jamie says the desk looks higher up, which must mean you've got yourself a standing desk. Well, it's always been a standing desk, pal. It's just I've never used that functionality. I did actually get it working, but that was a mistake that I made by getting it working, because that is how Mrs. Ramble's knee almost destroyed the entire Ramble HQ. But all good. We're okay. Mark Meldrew says, morning, Jimmy. No, run smooth, does it? Young and at school, but not so well. Chance I'm picking him up at break time. Working from home today. Hope you're doing well, pal. All aboard the championship. Went well Monday. We're going to get to that, pal. Don't you worry. Yeah, hope your Rory's okay. Christian, morning, legend. Morning, everyone. Love the overlay. Thank you, my mate. Thank you. I'm watching. I'll help you with the comments, he says. He's my boy. Any walks planned today for yourself and Mrs. Ramble, says Jamie. No, I'm going to the gym, and again, I'm going to talk you through my schedule this week. And I've started doing a little bit of a schedule, but I'll talk you through it in terms of what we're actually doing. And you know, some people don't know why I'm so busy, and some people sort of shout at me for being so busy, namely the wife. But these are the sort of things that we do. Check out our mate Christian on Football Social Club, says Lou. Great content. Yes, Football Social Club, covering mostly Premier League, but does cover Championship content now as well. Changed recently to Footy Social Club Predicts in terms of the title that they run with, but and do a lot of prediction shows. We're looking at, hopefully, myself and Christian getting together to do a show probably next season now, but we've been teasing to work together for ages, so we'd absolutely love it. Jamie Dumpling says, what are the plans for the international breaks and any neutral watch-alongs? Okay, we'll come to that. So, all right, let me just talk you through. I had it up a minute ago. So recently, in fact, I can tell you, I've been working with a bloke called Gareth Rees. He's from a company called Business IQ. Is it BIQ Consulting? Something like that. I don't want to get it wrong, but he's part of the peer group. So he has John Asquith as a coach, for Action Coach, and you naturally sort of form networks with that in terms of you get to know each other's businesses and how you can potentially help each other. So obviously I'm in a fortunate position where I can, a little bit like with Finn and S20, I can offer advertisement rather than money, because we are not a we're not a cash rich company, and that's just how it is at the moment. We're doing okay, but we haven't got great cash flow, so I can offer that as an opportunity, if you like, for businesses and things like that. So I'm working with a lad called Gareth, whose business is based on automation, and what he's trying to do for me is cut out a lot of the back end stuff that I have to do manually. So if I talk you through very briefly through the process of uploading a stream, so you'll go to YouTube, you will click go live, and that takes you to what you can call a scheduled stream. This is how I do it anyway. A scheduled stream, you put all your details in. So you put the title, you put the description in, you have to do a thumbnail, obviously, you put the thumbnail in. You set the whole stream up, you schedule it for a day, you put how many ads you want on it. We always go moderate. You can make it unlisted or public or private. So then it's set up as a stream, essentially. Then you have to go to OBS and make sure everything, which is the streaming platform that we use now. Sometimes StreamYard for a much more simple process. So anybody that's interested in getting into YouTube, I would point you in that direction, in the direction of StreamYard, which there's free plans on as well. That is a real sort of plug and play. We've tried to go up a level, which I would never have done without the encouragement of Christian, who we've already talked about from Footy Social Club. And I do think it gives you more of a. Oh, hang on, have I was looking at something that came up there. Rolling ads, morning brew over there. Oh, yeah, I think that's right. Hang on a sec. Have I got the wrong ads playing? Oh, no, it should be the right one. Anyway, I would not have gone to this setup if it hadn't been for Christian. And there's all sorts of little stories along the way, like I've spoken to you about before, and I'll speak to you about again, about meeting good people along the way and trying to have. It's just learning from other people and sharing knowledge and and trying to help each other out where you can. So there's all sorts of little bits like that. But Gareth is trying to automate the back end stuff. So once you set your stream up, that's pretty much the easy bit. Then you do the stream, which is the bit I absolutely love. So this bit talking to you guys is really easy. It's just rambling on, isn't it? Which is why it was called the Ramble in the first place originally, because I know I can rattle on for ages. And I didn't want to get called out for it, because if you call it the Ramble, then you're sort of exposing yourself straight away, aren't you? So after that is where the work tends to begin. And you would then wait for it to upload to YouTube. Then you download it from YouTube. Then you take that stream. You have to edit the existing stream to add your end screen in. I then download it as an MP4, convert it to an MP3, which then makes it an audio file. Then I upload it to something called Megaphone Dashboard, which allows it to be pushed onto Spotify. So then you have to put your title in again, your description in again. You have to put a different thumbnail together, because it's a square one, this one, for the podcast network. Then you convert your MP4 to MP3 and then pull it over and put it into the process too. And it all takes time to upload. Then you schedule it. Then you have to put ads in manually. So I'm looking for breaks in speaking in the podcast and try and put it in at various amounts without spamming people. But obviously it's monetary and we need to survive. So it's a necessity. So that's the podcast then, which I'm currently speaking to Mrs. Ramble about. And because it's a fairly straightforward process, it's just laborious. Then when I've got the downloaded MP4 from YouTube, I will manually chop it down into like a 15 to 20 minute shorter version, because I upload it to something called Opus Clip, which is a shorts platform which uses AI to put your clips into shorts, but you only get so many credits. So if I uploaded 90 after 90, that's usually 100 minutes, let's be right, of footage, of credits that I would be using. And it's something like, I don't know how much it is, but I think I got 3,600 credits for a year, which sounds a lot. But if you're using 100 every time, then I only get 36 goes at it, don't I? And I need it for all my shows. So I try and chop it down originally, then I feed it into Opus Clip. Then Opus Clip spits back out a load of AI shorts, which is great. And then I customize them to our color scheme. But then you have to go into the transcript, because they always get all the names wrong. They get some words wrong because of our Yorkshire accent. Then you have to save it, download it again. Then you have to take it from there, put it onto YouTube again as a short. And I do this like 3-4 shorts per show sometimes when I've got the time to be able to do this. Rename them all. Then you upload them as you would any other video. So you've got to go through all ad stuff and all this sort of thing, because there's no ads on shorts, but you have to make sure it's suitable for and all this sort of thing. So you do that. You schedule it, but I'm also uploading to TikTok at the same time. So I get TikTok Studio up, and then I upload and go across there, drop everything in there. That is just one example of some of the post-production work that you do. That's without advertising it beforehand. That's without sort of circling back to it and sort of saying, make sure you check out what we've done here, because it were a really good show and we enjoyed it. And that's one show. And you know how many shows I do across the 3 channels. So, and I'm not complaining at all. Well, I'd rather be doing this than a proper job any day, but it does take a lot of time. So Gaz is working with me on automating a lot of our stuff. So we've upgraded things that allow security to be a bit stronger. We've now got bladesramble.com, which is our merchandise store, which you can see being advertised next to me, because I spent ages making this video, so I'm going to use it. But yeah, it's so we've got bladesramble.com, which means we can now have dedicated, more professional email addresses, which is something that John Asquith's been talking to me about previously, my business coach. So I'm now jimmy@bladesramble.com for my email, if anybody wants to get in touch with me. Sam's also got her own. We've moved over to Microsoft. All this sort of thing that's been going on just this week, really. So that was Monday. I think Sam had an hour's call with Gaz. Then a 2.5 hour call with him afterwards. I'm obviously in the same office doing other bits as well. So we're both involved, really. So thank you to Gareth first and foremost for his time. But I'm excited to see where we can go if we can remove some of those elements from the process. Whether it just frees me up to do more. It frees me up to have more time, and it'll free Sam up to have more time. So the plan is to be more proactive on the business, which we've started doing, because as we've said, we've launched this week. We've not really had a hard launch, which I sort of half planned on doing, but we've launched new merch. Bit of Starbucks, Andre. There's loads of, as you can see, Tanganga. That was a Tom Not From design, as was this one, by the way. The Gap and Gus. They're all sort of mock-ups of original brands with our players sort of forced into them. So I think it's a really fun concept, and I really like it. So thank you to everybody that's contributed to that. And I'm going to talk to you about this week, weren't I, in terms of what I've been doing this week. So you've heard about my Monday, pretty much. In and amongst that, did I go to Cal's to record? Yeah, I went to Callum's house at 9 o'clock on. Did I? Or did we do something different? No, I didn't go to Cal's this Monday. I went to Cal's yesterday instead, because he was in Whitby till Monday, and then he was at Betfred. So that's why I had a bit of time to do this sort of thing. I had an action coach meeting on Monday at 1 o'clock. That were absolutely fantastic, as always. And Sam got involved for the first time. Not on camera, but she got involved. Lou and our very own Lou and Christian, who we've spoken about. Christian's kindly agreed to start contributing to the channel on screen. He's been contributing to the channel off screen for a long time, but he now, on Ramble FC, hosts top 20 takes with Lou. And as I say, I would say he's an expert in Premier League football, because he does it on his own channel, and it's always really good stuff. So really enjoying what those boys are putting together. So they record that at the first episode they recorded last week was at 5:30 in the morning, because Christian is based in Australia. Lou got up at 5:30 and recorded this. Unbelievable dedication. Lou just always wanted to try and get better. Very hard on himself. I'm going to say that to you while I know you're watching. Very hard on yourself, because you're very good at what you do. Then what else happened then? So then I prepped All Aboard the Championship just for a recording, because Mark Meldrew and Batman Lou now do All Aboard the Championship, which is, we've shifted focus from covering all the games, not robotically, but bit by bit. Right, moving on to Millwall versus so-and-so. It's now, what are the big talking points? And then you spend a bit of time on that. That's really what people are speaking about in the league. And you'll cover most teams. But I think it's more topical than it's ever been. And really proud of how that show's coming together. So that were released last night. So we released Top 20 Takes on Monday at 6. Released All Aboard the Championship on Tuesday at 6. I have to do very little editing to those, so I can't say that's hugely laborious for me, because it's not. Then yesterday, that's when I went to Cal's, and because I'd missed Monday because he was in Whitby and he's in Edinburgh, I think, today with his missus. So yeah, he is. So I went to Cal's yesterday. I got there for 9. We recorded Combo, which is my show. We recorded Yorkshire's Finest, which is his show. Then Connor arrived at 10 o'clock, and we did 3, maybe 4 episodes of Proper Football Cat. I think it might have been 3, actually. Then we did Added Time, which is Connor's show. So that's 6 shows we recorded, finished at 2 o'clock. And I'm supposed to be at the gym Tuesdays and Thursdays, but because I knew that this was the only day we could record for Proper Football, I've moved the gym back to today. So I'm doing the gym today and tomorrow. Back-to-back days are never good. I really struggled last time we did this, and it's just unavoidable for me sometimes, unfortunately. So then got back at 2, sorted everything out for All Aboard the Championship. I think I might have already sorted that. Then I had Talking Sense with my dad last night, which is a show that we do on Blades Ramble. I get my dad on. Oh, it's my favourite show to do, and that's no slight on any other shows that I do, because I love pretty much everything we do on Blades Ramble, I have to say. but that talking to my dad about football, it don't get much more comfortable or ease. And I always think it's a really fun conversation that just lets you in on what we're like anyway when we're chatting about football. Come to this morning, it's morning brew. We're having a chat about what I initially intended this sort of morning brew to be, and it will be more of a back and forth in future, but I'm trying to give you some idea as to what it's like. So I have to prep football therapy after this, because there's football therapy on live tonight at 8. That'll be Mark Meldrew, Dave the Nose and Jord Motson tonight, talking about best kits of all time. What are their favourite kits of all time? That's a topic that we haven't yet covered. So although I'm not on the show tonight, I'll be prepping all that so that they've got all the right graphics and stuff that they need. Then I'm setting off at 12 o'clock because I've got a 1 o'clock gym session rather than 2. And it takes me 50 minutes to get to S20. I still think it's more than worth it because he's really helping me out. Then I have an hour's session, and then I've got to get back because I've had to move it forward slightly because I've got a meeting with Gareth from Business IQ and at 3:30. So I've got that scheduled in. Then combo, I've had to edit, schedule, and release for 5 o'clock, I believe, tonight. So that'll be going out at 5. Girls have got football training then at what time's that? 5:45. So I'm taking girls football training. We'll be there for an hour. I'll get back for 7:15. And tonight, I'm not on football therapy because we're going out with my dad and my brother because it was my dad's birthday a couple of weeks since, and they were away. So we're going out for a curry, just 3 of us, which we never get to do, just 3 of us, anything really together anymore. So that'll be brilliant. Tomorrow, we've got a live Can Jim Get Slim, similar to this, and I'm just going to talk you through all the numbers. We've then got to squeeze in a big shop because we now like to go, while we've not got the girls essentially there at school, so it's easier. Then I'm prepping, quite similar to today really, I'm prepping View from the Mountain. So I've spoken to Paul, I know he's guest now. I don't know whether he wants me to reveal that yet, but I know he's guest, I know the topic that he's going to talk about, so I can prepare that as a stream, set it all up. Then I'm at the gym again, so that's a 3-hour round trip near enough. And then we've got View from the Mountain at 7 on Thursday. And then I've got it in my diary to clip it up as soon as he finishes and try and get that posted out as well. Friday, I've had to keep fairly clear because it's 90-day planning. So we're going to Growth Club with Action Coach. I'm taking Mrs. Ramble for the first time. So really looking forward to her becoming more involved with the business as time goes on. I'm looking to get into the taxi on Friday night, whether that comes off, because I'm always saying it and I'm never doing it. So I need to get back in the taxi. Emily's going to have braces on, my daughter, and she's really excited about it. It's costing an absolute fortune. So I need to get back in the taxi and earn a little bit of extra coin if I can. And while I'm doing that, hopefully, we have got a watch along on Ramble FC, as Jamie Dumpling was asking, of England v Uruguay, and that is Ramble Pillars, Dave the Nose and Jord Motson. Girls will have a football match on Saturday, so that'll take up our morning. And then at 7 o'clock, I think I've got it scheduled in for, before I pick them up from the silent disco that they're going to with guides. I'm going to do a rebuilding Sheffield United squad review, which I've already prepared. I'm really certainly proud of the graphics, but I'm proud of the video really, because I think it's sort of, well, you'll have to see it for yourself. I'm rebuilding us only with free transfers as well. So, and it wasn't intended initially to be like that, but I've still got to do a thumbnail for that and set up the stream itself. But I've prepared it in terms of the graphics that I'm going to use, and I know what I'm going to say. Oh, there's so much work gone into that. On Sunday, I've normally got in, which I can take out for today, is edit and publish Ramble on the Road. So that's not going to be this week. Delete that. And then edit the taxi video I've got in. Just allocating time in case I get a chance to do it. And then on Sunday, as usual, every Sunday where we can, availability permitting, free Mardy Blades. So so that is the week. That is the week this week. Busy. But again, I just wanted to get sort of peel the curtain back a little bit and let you know what it is that we get up to. So let me get into some more comments then. Jamie Dublin, what are the plans for the international breaks and any neutral watch-alongs? So yeah, so we've got the obviously the England game on Friday. George asked me to do the game on Tuesday as well. Just going to have a look at where, yeah, I think I've got it in to do England v Japan on Tuesday with George. It looks like I'm free at that point, which is great. So, because I really enjoy the watch-alongs, and they do well in terms of viewing figures. That's another thing as well. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about this actually. So I'm glad I've. This is where a bit of a plan as to what I'm going to talk to you about might come in handy. But I was going to mention this. So at the minute, on the whole, views are down a little bit, and that's usual for that's in line with trends when the team isn't doing very well. And you're not supposed to talk about this, but this is the other side of the Blades Ramble, so I'm just being completely open about it. So income is down and all this sort of thing. So I mentioned this yesterday when I was with boys and spoke to Callum and Connor about it. Connor's been on YouTube for years and years, but they were also speaking to somebody at their Betfred shoot earlier who's again got a huge following, and they were saying that if you put any content out that is away from your usual lane, if you like. So at the minute, YouTube knows what the Blades Ramble is. So it pushes to those audiences and it gets those eyes. So we've sort of trained YouTube to think that we are a channel that talks all about Sheffield United. We do match previews, we do match reviews, we do panel discussions, we do all these sorts of things. We do anything like that related. What we don't do is interviews. So like the one-off videos where I get that are out of kilter with other stuff, like the Gyro and the McGuinness interviews, they did okay, they did well as isolated things. But since that time, views have dipped a touch, and I thought it were in line with form, which would marry up. But also the algorithm gets confused. So, well, are you now interviewing people? Is that what you're doing? So I've had to think about this, and for a long time, I have been wanting to offer more to our patrons. So those that support us on Patreon or pay directly or wherever it might be, we used to do a show called Hot Topic, and I've been talking for ages about bringing it back, but you've just seen my schedule when Sheffield United aren't even playing, and that is the reality of it really in terms of where we are. So I'm desperate to try and find some time and more stuff to put out for those that support us as strongly as they do. So I've thought about, and I think this is the way we're going to go now, anything we get like that, like Gyro Riedebeld interview, like the Mark McGuinness interview, if we get, which we have started getting more opportunities like this, rather than mess up the algorithm on the public page, we're going to keep them as unlisted videos and put them out to only Patreons and people that are in our Platinum group and Ramblers group and things like that. So I think that's the way we're going to do it. We're going to sort of keep them more in-house. And it's more an algorithm thing, because I would like more people to be able to see them. It's not, I don't like tearing things up, but also for those that are supporting us the most, I do want to be able to reward them as much and as often as possible. And I don't think, I think we're pulling Hot Topic. I'm not comfortable with it. I want to find the time and I want to be committed to doing that. So that is my thought process around that. Let me know what you think about it, because obviously it's all based around what our community wants and what we can provide. So where are we now in the thing? Can we do a joint World Cup watch along, says Christian? Absolutely, mate. Well, we've got a plan for the World Cup, in all honesty, in terms of, so we've started doing multi-team or multi-club, but multi-team watch-alongs on Ramble FC when there's loads of different games going on at the same time. So we'll be doing a little bit of that. We want to plan for a different Rambler having a different group. So A to L. And you can be involved in this, Christian, more than involved if you want to be. A to L. And it's a random draw on this channel on the other side for the Ramble FC shows. And you will get a group. I've got the England group, by the way, because I don't often pull rank, but I'm doing it on that. But any other group is available. So some are boring groups, some are great groups, and then you will stick with the teams that progress from that. So we'll do like group watch-alongs for when the times that there's multi-games on. We'll then do individual watch-alongs for big games when it comes down to like the knockouts and stuff. And say, for example, I get England and Jord Motson gets USA. When they play each other, me and Jord will be on screen together, and he won't be rooting for USA, but he'll be representing USA, if you like. So it's that sort of thing. That's what I had in mind. We can certainly look at doing streams together on any sort of watch-alongs of random stuff. I would love to collaborate more. I think things like we do loads of championship fixtures. We've tried doing some Premier League stuff, and even though the streams were of the same quality, they haven't got the same traction. A little bit, again, like the algorithm, not necessarily knowing what Ramble FC is as a channel. Is it Championship? Is it Premier League? Is it trying to be a little bit too much of everything? I think we've got strands of Premier League stuff, which Christian and Lou do, and we've got strands of Championship, which Marco and Lou do. So we want to be able to cater to both. Anyway, Sarah says, morning, mate. Hope you and the family are good. Sarah, is it Sarah or Sarah? I need to know this now because Sarah has become a Rambler, and thank you so much for your support. We're very well, thank you. Hope you are too. Jared says, do you still do Uber rides, Jimmy? Don't know how you fit so much into your schedule. Well, yes. No is the honest answer. I'm still insured to do them. I'm still paying through nose for my car insurance, and I haven't been in Uber for about 3 months, 3 or 4. So I need to get back into the swing of it because I really enjoyed it when I was doing it. It's just finding the time to do it, because also it's not just finding a gap in the schedule. I want to be spending time with my family as well. So it's first world problems, isn't it? Let's be right, but that's what I need to try and navigate if I can. Matt says, morning all, looking forward to catching up on Talking Sense with Andy the Blade later today. Yeah, we're really good. I always think it's really good, but I'm very biased, aren't I? Tim says, morning Jimmy, hope you're well. First of these I've caught. It's a good job I'm not working with all this great Ramble content to keep up with. Thank you, my mate. Yeah, Tim's been a long time supporter of the Ramble, and it's never lost on me these people that aren't always the most vocal. Tim comments on a lot of our streams, so I don't mean Tim personally, but we've got other people that just sit quietly in the background and just enjoy what we do, but support us as well at the same time. So I'm very grateful, and it's not lost on me, the contributions that you make. So thank you, mate. And yeah, there's a lot of content. As you've seen this morning, there's a lot of content to keep up with. Sonny says, Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets for all your pallet needs. Sponsor of Ramble FC and The Other Side. In fact, I need your logo on here as well, don't I? Because I said I'd let you do it for both. Good morning, Jimmy. Hope you're well, mate, and everyone who was watching. Since our season is over, and we all do love United, and we do all love United content. However, have you got any plans for the World Cup? Up the Ramble, up The Other Side, up Ramble FC. Like and subscribe. Thank you, my mate. Yeah, and I've just gone through it, so apologies to answer your question before you'd even asked it. But Bisto Brett says, morning all. Hope we're well. Can't beat a morning brew. I've got one here, and I've been rattling on that much. It were bigger than all because I need it. And yeah, it's cold. Okay, Brill. It takes a lot to go live. Just to go live, says Christian. It certainly does. Honestly, mate. Some of that stuff you were showing me in early days just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. Morning all. Is there an England watch along by any chance this week, says Ian? Yes, just started snowing here in S6. Oh, it's quite sunny out here in Horbury, the Royal Borough of Horbury. Brand says, morning Jim. Hope you're well, pal. Will you be doing countdown to kickoffs, watch-alongs and 90 after 90s for the England game during the World Cup? I have definitely thought about this, and I think there's a strong chance that we will, to be honest. It'll be on Ramble FC, I think. I think we're going to keep it, again, algorithm-based. We're going to keep it to strictly sort of not confuse YouTube as much as we can. Blades Ramble will be Blades-related content. This is why we've got different channels, because we don't want it to be a mishmash. We want to have clear separate entities, if you like. So yeah, I think we probably will, to be honest. I think things like 90 after 90 for England, we will open up as anyone can call in rather than just a Platinum Rambler privilege, because you know, I think with a much bigger pool of people, but in terms of who's watching us, it might not be of interest to everyone either. So we'll have to wait and see. It must be hard to organise and remember everything you need to do, says Jared, in the week for the channels. Find it so difficult across the board. It's one of them, mate. It's one of them. I love it though. I will never take it for granted. A lot of people would want to do what I'm doing. So Big T says no, he didn't even say that actually. He just says it's snowing and I'm at the dentist at 12. Can this day get any worse? No, it can't, I'm afraid, mate. Of course it can. Of course it can. Big T as well. I will tell you, I've been praising Christian this morning for all the great work he does behind the scenes that goes unseen, and now he's doing great work on screen with Lou for us. Again, I'm going to say Football Social Club, at Football Social Club. It's Footy Social Club Predicts as a title on YouTube. Go and give him a follow. But Big T, I have to tell you, up there with Ollie Arblaster, Christian is your biggest fan. Absolutely loves you. Mentions you every other conversation we have. Big Tony, love Big Tony. When's next Big Tony video coming out? He's absolutely class. Christian says, brilliant show, guys. Smash the like. Will really help Jimmy's algorithm. Thank you, my mate. Jamie Dumpling says, is Mark Meldrew officially the 5th member of Football Therapy? If so, congrats, Marco. He is, as is Dave the Nose. So Dave the Nose has been a bit of a background player on Football Therapy. He was going to be part of the original 5, but Dave, admittedly, I mean, initially as well, Football Therapy was on a Thursday night, and that's a no-go for Dave. So he couldn't really do it. So he stayed in the WhatsApp group for it, but he's not really been able to get involved. Then I've asked Man Mountain to do more things, and I didn't think it was fair for Paul to be pulled from pillar to post all over the place. That was 3 shows he were involved in on Ramble FC and 3 Mardy Blades. So instead, I've asked him to come back to do View from the Mountain, and also, which I think has gone down really well, by the way. If you've not caught those shows, then it's something completely different for our channel, because it's not just my mug, but I've really enjoyed the stuff he's been doing, and thank you to the guests that have joined him too. But he also does 3 Mardy Blades as well, so that's why we tried to add a bit more variety. And also, it's a Platinum Rambler perk to get more involved in the channels. Mark Meldrew's been badgering for ages, it has to be said, to get more involved, and people really like what he does, and as do I. So yeah, I think he's been a really strong addition as well to Football Therapy. Also gives us a bit more flexibility. Like tonight, I couldn't have done it, so because I'm out with my dad. So rather than reschedule, if there's only like 4 of us that have to be on all the time, well, we've limited that to 3 now, because I think a 3-person dynamic is better. And I also think 3 from 5 gives us much more flexibility with a schedule, if you like, and we can try and keep them in regular time slots, again, to help with the YouTube algorithm. So once YouTube learns that Top 20 Takes is Monday at 6, All About the Championship is Tuesday at 6, and Football Therapy is live on Wednesdays at 8, then it should start to assist us a little bit if they get a bit of traction, which they should, because they're good shows. Papa Blade says, morning all. Good to be busy, Jim. Make sure you carve out time for yourself to recharge too. I know I do get that sort of nudge from my wife every now and again. To be fair, I'm prepping Football Therapy this morning, and then I've got a little bit of time. Well, I'm setting off to the gym about 12 o'clock, I think. Let's have a look. Lou says, looking forward to rebuilding the blades. If there's one thing I know you won't have used AI for, it's suggested signing. It's for suggested. Don't AI. Yeah, obviously we're trying to help it with our automation and helping things sort of. Gaz is like building codes, which says, right, when this downloads, this happens, and then this goes to there, and that goes. Blows my mind. Do not use. In my opinion, do not use AI for football opinions, for football suggestions. Obviously, I've dabbled with it and I don't like it. I just think I'd rather be authentic and give my own opinions and get shot down for it than try and justify something that I've seen somewhere and, you know, I don't really necessarily buy into. Say, I completely agree with that, Lou. Jamie Dumpling says, is Cal able to do stuff with Betfred because of Check 25? Because if I remember right, you mentioned how it blocked him working with Midnight. He's able to work with them, yeah, but he can't advertise on his own channel for some betting companies because he looks too young and it sends out the wrong message. He's obviously a very popular content creator and gets a lot of offers, but he's been told by a couple of people now, I think. And I might be wrong, I don't want to speak for him. But yeah, he's going to try. I says, is it not worth trying to grow a beard or something? And he was like, mate, it grows like here, and that's about it. So, and I think you should just do it for giggles, but we'll see. Christian says he hates the algorithm and sign him up for the World Cup. Love that. Papa Blaze says, love the standing desk. They're a game changer. I had to have emergency spinal surgery a few months ago and couldn't work without one. Bloody hell. Hope you're all right, pal. Chuck me. Lou says, I'm in for the World Cup. I know you are. You're already counted. Don't worry about that. Paolo says, morning, Jimmy. Morning, everyone. Great Blades stream. We'll rebuild. It's a fact. We Blades will come back stronger for next season. Cappuccinos all round. Have a great day. We are Blades, Jimmy. We fight on. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. You see, there's always crossover, isn't there? As much as this is a separate entity, I'm not against that at all, Paolo. Absolutely love that. I'm all here for the Blades content. And Bisto Brett looks like the final comment of the morning. It says, sign me up for World Cup as well, Jimmy. Available to help as much as you need, mate. I'll even stay sober for the streaming shows. But seriously, even helping out with Hot Topic to improve my skills also. There you go. Look at that. We've got people putting their hands up already. I'm really excited for what's to come on this channel, on the Blades Ramble, on Ramble FC. Yeah, it's very busy, as you've seen this morning. I've even got, look, oh no, it's not working because I've got the different overlay on. Sorry, Christian. I'm letting myself down again, really. I had something come up on bar there, but it's underneath the morning brew thing, so I'm still not quite au fait with everything that I need to be. But yeah, thank you for listening to me rattle on this morning. Thank you for joining me for my morning brew, which is now cold, but I hope you enjoyed yours. And I will see you on the other side.